Well over a year now, we have been discussing the downfall of cable channels. The cord cutting continues, obviously, and we're seeing certain networks being pulled from certain cable companies such as Fios and Spectrum and Comcast. We've already seen several Disney channels uh, have been pulled recently. We also, Universal Kids has been removed from certain cable outlets out there. And there's a lot of questions beyond this. That's basically, what about this channel and what about that channel? We know True TV has been repurposed, being turned into a sports channel. You've seen TNT, TBS, also as Family Guy has been removed from the network and returning back to Fox. But one question has come up this month, actually in the last couple of weeks. Uh, One particular network, which was doing well and has seen a viewership drop once again, is being removed from certain packages on DirecTV and Sling TV. Are we getting a repurpose? Is this channel going away? Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Cartoon Network and the possibility of its end.
What are you doing? You're not leaving!
Linda, you heard him.
But before we start, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to comment, like, share, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. We really do appreciate this. Once again, we are in a limited broadcast sense at the moment. Due to health, it was originally for health reasons, but now we've gotten some good news to the situation, as we will be getting a massive upgrade in the next several weeks. If you notice, there's been some changes in the audio. We started getting new wiring and new mic pickups for the channel, so we're happy on that. And we're expecting a new editing and computer system for live streaming very soon. So thank you all of those out there who've been behind us. We really do appreciate it. So, Cartoon Network. We know in the landscape that's been going on as of recent, the network has been declining somewhat. Now, according to Cord Cutter News, they just released another top 10 most likely to shut down as of April 2025. This is new. Most of the stuff is happening. Obviously, FXX, Boomerang, the MTV channels, BET channels, National Geographic, Nick Jr., Disney Jr. is already on its way out, Disney XD. So a lot of this stuff is happening. Teen Nick has also been added onto this as well. Now, as far as Cartoon Network, and I know you're going to say, why? I love Cartoon Network.
Why?
The landscape has changed when it comes to cartoons, and this is the same reason why we're Boomerang. You have a lot of free ways to get cartoons now these days, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Tubi TV, or any other free streaming, and also MeTV and MeTV Tunes, which are also now broadcasting cartoons as well. MeTV Tunes, 24-hour service with cartoons throughout the day. Everything from Hanna-Barbera, Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, everything that you expect from a cartoon channel. But first of all, let me explain what's been going on. Recently, DirecTV has changed their entertainment package lineup, and so has Sling TV. One thing on it is that they haven't completely removed Cartoon Network, but if you're expecting it in their entertainment package, which runs about $34.99, it doesn't include Cartoon Network. Now, here's the thing about it, and we're hearing this from certain people in certain territories. Adult Swim is available on this. Now, how is that possible? Well, see, what has been happening is that DirecTV and certain cable outlets have been blacking out the Cartoon Network portions of the programming. In simpler terms, you will not, as soon as Adult Swim goes off the air early in the morning, around 5, 6 in the morning, nothing else will be airing. I would assume they would put up a sign or something they'll put up onto there until probably around 4 or 5 o'clock when Adult Swim programming returns, which is a smart thing to do because that's where the money is right now, is in Adult Swim and Toonami on Saturday nights. Same thing with Sling TV. Sling TV is also removing it from their orange package and moving it to a more expensive package. Now it is to the point where they're not Sling is, from what I understand, is not blacking it out, but it might be wrong. But this has been long coming, and I've predicted this before that we're coming to the end of Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network is not the way it used to be. Kids can go watch CoComelon and most of the other programming and stuff like that elsewhere. And those families that have Max, if they're subscribed to Max, they can watch the cartoons on the Max streaming site as well. But also there's plenty out there as far as free streaming for cartoons, stuff for kids. And we're not talking about the old stuff. We're talking the newer stuff. A lot of it's out there, whether it was made in the USA or if it's coming from Asia as well, or any other country, because there's a lot of it out there. And you have to understand is that times are changing, ladies and gentlemen. Times are changing, and I said I gave cable TV probably another decade or so, because as we're changing over to ATSC 3.0, which has a lot of problems right now at the moment. So basically, it'll be another 10, 15 years before that comes to full fruition. Also, with the changing landscape and everything like that, and some of these networks are trying to rebuild or sell off pieces of themselves to keep themselves going. David Zaslav over at Warner Discovery, it's not heard of that he's repurposing channels. So, I expect that Cartoon Network is going to be repurposed, and it's going to be an Adult Swim channel. And that is my prediction to that. When will it happen? Hard to say. But if DirecTV and some other cable outlets are blacking out the Cartoon Network programming and not kicking on till Adult Swim kicks in, Zaslav is going to look at this and is going to see, I'll be able to make more money to the situation if I keep the entire network as an Adult Swim. Now, how would we do this? How will we keep a 24-hour channel of Adult Swim going? Well, the thing is that there's plenty of programming that you could put on day in, day out. And the thing about it is, you already have a template. Yeah, there is a template out there, which is basically MeTV Tunes. MeTV Tunes on the overnight plays a lot of the older Japanese stuff, Speed Racer, Dolphin Boy, some of the British stuff, the Thunderbirds and stuff like that. Taking that kind of a situation and putting it into the early morning hours, part of Adult Swim. You might want to do it as far as your regular programming on there. You might want to throw on some of the older anime into the morning. That's what I said. And I always said, have Toonami return to its afternoon. Now, I know the Toonami rewind programming didn't work out, but I think they did it at the wrong time period. And they didn't go with the programming that should have been there, but there were a lot of, question marks on there. Which version of Sailor Moon is this? Dragon Ball. There's smart ways to do this. If you do that type of programming once again, it may work out for you, because basically, Zaslav has access to tons of cartoons. They have a Japanese division of Warner Brothers Animation. They have the capability to bring in some new stuff, to bring in some older stuff, if they make the proper deals. There's decades of old animation that is, anime that's still out there. like I said, Speed Racers out there. We're getting both versions now, both Japanese and American. You got a Gigantor, Battle of the Planets, which is, Gotcha Man, Star Blazers. There's a ton of stuff that can be put on this network round the clock. You leave the primetime stuff for what you normally do. You keep on the episodes of American Dad, Family Guy, many others on there, and then of course your regular programming that you play overnight and that you've been doing for many years now on the Adult Swim. And I know a lot of people are not going to like this. They're not going to like that, Cartoon Network is going to go away. And I'm sorry, this is going to happen. It's going to happen one way or another. Either it's going to be forced by the cable companies by blacking them out, the time periods on there, or basically cutting the channel completely. What can you do? Appease to those who are watching. If kids are not watching Cartoon Network, the programming, and it's been declining. We're not talking Adult Swim. We're not talking Toonami. We're talking Cartoon Network. If that has been declining, well, maybe it's time to cut the umbilical cord and let her go. Set the iceberg adrift with Cartoon Network on it. This is what is going to happen. But what's going to happen now is you're going to comment and you're going to tell me, what do you think of this? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? What are your thoughts to this situation? Because it's going to come down, whether it's tomorrow, the day after, a month from now, a year from now, who knows when this will come down finally. But it's in the cards. So comment, like, share, and, hit that subscribe button. It helps us dramatically to move up in the algorithm. As I said before, we do apologize that we have been down, but listen, we're trying to build a better channel on here, and it's coming very soon. So until next time, thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.